Welcome back to the Dylan Shea channel. We just watched Aston Villa beat Everton 2-1 in what was a big pressure game. Steven Gerrard versus Frank Lampard. Two of the greatest English midfielders we've seen in the Premier League. Still debated now which one's better. Lampard for me personally. And obviously they're now on their managerial route to seeing who's the better manager between them. Gerrard so far being in front and today winning just to extend that gap between him and Lampard in a managerial sense. The last 10 minutes or 15 were amazing. I mean, there was just the substitutions completely changed the game. It just went from a dull game at times and a defensive game, a stale game, to just an enthralling game at the end. I thought when Onana came on, I thought he was brilliant. I thought he looked great for Everton on his debut. Of course, he set up one of the goals for Everton. Denier own goal. A goal still came from it, so he done really well, and he just looked really good in that midfield. But let's talk about how Mings came back into the squad today. That was a change. That was a change for Gerrard. He brought Mings back in, lot of pressure on him, and I thought he delivered. I thought he did really well. There was a chance for, who was it in the game? I can't think of who it was, but the keeper, Emi Martinez, saved it, and he just came in and an amazing slide tackle cleared it away. And against Anthony Gordon in the first half, where I thought Gordon had him for pace, but Mings just did really, really well. I want to speak about that without Anthony Gordon and Everton, because I think they just need more intelligence. Anthony Gordon is running in on Mings there, and he just a little knock to the face and he goes down to the ground. What are you doing? Just, you're quicker than him. Go for the ball. You're not getting anything from diving on the floor. I thought they did it quite a lot today, Everton. They just, a lot of times were very unintelligent. There's many times where I thought Gordon made a good run on the left, and they just would play a ball in the middle. And the one time they did it, Gordon was in on goal basically because he's just quicker than Matty Cash. But yeah, they did that a few times, Everton. Quite frustrating. They're sort of a team who try to be like clever and smart, but they're just not. They're just not that team. I thought Ramsey was a lot better today. I thought he looked better, Jacob Ramsey. Many times, especially in the first half, where he made quite a few runs, which he didn't do in the first game of the season. He was a bit further forward, and he just made better runs. Just got further forward, which is what he's good at doing. He's good at carrying the ball, and I thought he was better this game than last game. I thought Matty Cash was good. He's always good. I mean, even though Villa have been very inconsistent for a very long time, a year now, he's a player I think that's always remained consistent for them. Kamara, first time watching him, I thought he was okay. Looked good on the ball. Can tell he's a CDM. He's just much deeper than the other two midfielders for Aston Villa. Let's talk about the first goal from Danny Ings. A player I've criticised actually. I think his time at Villa has been very, very disappointing. I thought he would score 20 goals a season like he was at Southampton, but it's just not quite gone that way, has it? He's been very unclinical at times at Villa. But today, I mean, what a great goal. A great goal. Just shifts it onto his left foot, smashes it past Jordan Pickford and back to the Danny Ings that we know. Not love. I wouldn't say love. Don't love Danny Ings. No feeling towards him at all. But I thought Everton, they really look like they are struggling. I think he's playing the wrong team, to be honest. The three at the back, I'm not sure. I know Cody and he's brought Tarkowski in, but you have Anthony Gordon, who for me, I think he should be playing on the left. We've seen at Anfield how good he can be at carrying the ball, getting Everton out of trouble. A way to beat the press, basically. Just run down the line with Anthony Gordon. And, he can win fouls, which he did on that day. And he did it a few times today. And I think if you don't have a striker, you should play Rondon up front, because what Lampard is doing is he's going, okay, let's just chuck on the quickest players we have, the better footballers, you could say, and let's try and create something there. Whereas they're not creating anything without a striker. They had 0 shots on target in the first half, and they barely created anything against Chelsea. So I think if there's no striker, if Calvert-Lewin is injured, I think he has to play Rondon. I mean, there was a chance in the second half where Rondon flicked it on for Dele Alli, and then Onana, and then it nearly got a goal from it, which is a lot more than what they got in the first half. So for me, if I'm Lampard, I'm playing Rondon, and I've got Gordon out wide. I've got McNeil, who was very central today. I mean, he was the positions he picked up was good, which is a good thing, but his end product, he looked very one-sided, one-footed today, which is something I haven't really noticed from McNeil. But obviously when you're in the middle of the pitch, you need to get out of tight areas, you sort of notice how one-footed a player is. And there was a few times where I just thought he lacked that bit of composure that you need in the final third. In the first half, he could have played, was it Gray? I think it was Damari Gray, could have played him in, and he just overhit the pass. There was just a few times where his final third play was not good enough, just lacked that composure, but picked up really good positions, just not clinical enough with his opportunities. I thought Everton weren't much better in the second half. They just came out with a higher tempo. I thought Patterson was playing higher. They just looked a lot better. They just looked more intense, like they wanted a goal more, basically. There was a time where I say Everton need to be a bit more intelligent. There was a chance in the second half that an Everton midfielder had the ball. It might have been Tom Davis, and I think it was Diego Carlos. He pushed up, and there was a massive gap in behind for Anthony Gordon, and he just didn't see the gap. He didn't run into the space, because Tom Davis was ready to give the pass. He did give that pass actually, but Anthony Gordon just didn't make the run early enough. So I think Everton and Gordon need to sort that out. Just be a bit more intelligent in their play. Let's talk about probably the man of the match in Emi Buendia. I've seen a lot of Villa fans saying that he should start, and I've been thinking, whenever I've watched Buendia, I thought he hasn't really offered much, but today he came on, he controlled the game, he looked a threat in the final third. He just he looked great, didn't he? Got the goal as well. I thought it was good play from Ollie Watkins, who got an assist and a goal today. But it was a great run from Ollie Watkins, and a good pass from Buendia. We know he has that calmness in around the final third. We've seen it at Norwich plenty of times. Not so much in a Villa shirt, but today maybe you can gain a lot of confidence from that. And Ollie Watkins does really well actually to square it across, and Buendia finishes it. Many players probably would have just shot from Ollie Watkins' position, which they had every right to. He was in a good position, but great composure to just sweaty it basically to Emi Buendia. And they're really missing Dominic Calvert-Lewin, just a massive player for them. There was, I think it was the Rafa Benitez, no, not the Rafa Benitez, who was it? Duncan Ferguson season, or it's part of the season where Everton weren't a good side, but Calvert-Lewin really did carry them through that, with help from Richarlison, of course. But they really need Dominic Calvert-Lewin up there, to be that hold-up striker, someone who can score goals, run in behind as well, win headers, can be clinical. So yeah, they'll be missing him. They are missing him. I thought it was a good game, dull at times, but it had sections where it was good. Pressure's on Lampard now, really is on Lampard. Steven Gerrard can have a bit of a breather, and we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. If you have enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe if you are new, and comment if you think Rondon should start for Everton, or keep Gordon up front. I want to know. And and if you're a Villa fan, comment if you think Buendia should start the next game, and what you would like that attacking front line to look like. And thank you for watching.